Now let us take a few more questions in software engineering, MCQ questions, object-oriented design using UML. This is our first topic. First question is, which of the following is not needed to develop a system design from concept to detailed object-oriented design? These are 4 options for you. Which of the following is not needed to develop a system design from a concept to detailed object-oriented design? The answer is D. This is developing a debugging system, because the debugging system is a part of testing phase. Which of the following is a dynamic model that shows how the system interacts with its environment as it is used? Is it interaction system, interaction model, or any other? The answer is interaction model. Which of the following is a structural model that demonstrates the other systems in the environment of the system being developed? Is it interaction or environment model, or any other? The answer is actually system context model, right? So the context model of a system may be represented using your associations. So associations, they simply show that there are some relationship between the entities which are involved in the association. Now the next question is, which of the following come under system control? System control. Are all of these the correct one? The answer is yes. Functionalities are governed by systems. So reconfigure, shutdown, power save. All are these, they come under system control. Next is, we use dash where various parts of the system use are identified and analyzed in turn. We use what? Where various parts of the system use are identified and analyzed in turn. The answer is B, scenario-based analysis. We use a scenario-based analysis where various scenarios of system are identified and analyzed in turn. Next is, which model describes the static structure of the system using object classes and their relationship? Which model? Static structure, object classes and their relationship. Can you answer? These are 4 options for you. Answer is your structural model, static structure. Between your object class, depicting object classes and their relationship. So important relationships that may be documented at this stage are generalization, that is inheritance. Inheritance corresponds to generalization, relationships, uses used by relationships, and composition relationships. Now next is, which model shows the flow of object interactions? Which model shows the flow of object interactions? These are 4 options for you. The answer is sequence model, object interactions, flow of object interactions. So sequence model are represented using UML sequence or a collaboration diagram and are dynamic models, sequence model. Next is, if the system state is shut down, then it can respond to which of the following message? Reconfigure, power save, restart if it is shut down. All of the mentioned. The answer is of course all of the mentioned, because the restart message causes a transition to normal operation. Both these power save and reconfigure message cause a transition to the state in which the system reconfigures itself. Okay. Next is, which message is received so that the system moves to the testing state, then to transmitting state, before returning to the running state? These are 4 options for you. You have to tell the message which is received so that the system moves from testing state and to transmitting before returning to the running state. The answer is report status. Next is, open source development involves making the source code of system publicly available. Is it true or false? This is absolutely true. This means that many people can propose changes and improvements to the software. That is why OpenOffice is so famous. GIS, you see, you have a quantum GIS. Of course, the operating system Linux is for you. Next topic is building blocks of UML. Which of the following is a building block of UML? Things, relationship, diagram. Is it all of the mentioned? Yes, all are the building blocks of UML, which are further subcategorized. Things, relationships, and diagrams. Next is, classes and interfaces are a part of. Classes and interfaces are a part of. These are 4 options. Give me the answer. The answer is of course A. We have seen in the previous questions also. Structural things are mostly static parts of a model, representing elements that are either conceptual or physical. Next is, what is a collection of operations that specify a service of a class or component? What is a collection of operations that specify a service of a class or a component? The answer is interface. Interface is a collection of operations that specify a service of a class or a component. Next is what is a physical element that exists at runtime in UML? Physical element that exists at runtime in UML. These are 4 options for you. The answer is a node. A node represents a computational resource. So this is a physical element that exists at runtime. What can be requested from any object of the class to affect behavior? What can be requested from any object of the class to affect behavior? Is it operation or any other? The answer is operation, because an operation is the implementation of a service that can be requested from any object of the class to affect behavior. Next is which things are dynamic parts of UML models? Dynamic part. The answer is behavioral things, because these are the verbs of a model representing behavior over time and space. Next is which diagram in UML emphasizes the time ordering of messages? Which diagram of UML emphasizes the time ordering of messages? Is it sequence or any other activity? The answer is sequence, because the diagram is a model describing how groups of objects collaborate in some behavior over time. Next is object diagram captures the behavior of single use case. Object diagram captures the behavior of a single use case. Is it true or false? The answer is false, because the sequence diagram does this. Sequence diagram is responsible for behavior of a single use case. Next is if you are working on real-time process control applications or systems that involve concurrent processing, you would use a what? These are the options. Which diagram you are going to use? Because you're working on real-time process control applications and systems that involve concurrent processing. The option would be state chart diagram, because the state chart diagram shows a state machine consisting of states, the transitions, the events, and the activities. So for this, best option would be the state chart diagram. Next question is which diagram shows the configuration of runtime processing elements? Which diagram shows the configuration of runtime processing elements? These are 4 options for you. Configuration of runtime processing element. The answer is deployment diagram, because the deployment diagram shows the configuration of runtime processing elements and the software components, processes, and objects. So we'll go with the deployment diagram. Which things in UML are the explanatory? This is related to the explanation part of UML models. Which things in UML are explanatory parts of UML models? These are options for you. The answer is annotational things. It will explain the parts. So it includes a note, which is simply a symbol for rendering the constraints and comments attached to an element or a collection of elements. Which of the following term is best defined by the statement? A structural relationship that specify that objects of one thing are connected to objects of another. Which of the following term is best defined by this statement? The answer is association, because by association we mean a structural relationship that specify that objects of one thing are connected to objects of another. The 13th one is what refers to the value associated with a specific attribute of an object and to any actions or site. These are 4 options for you. What refers to the value associated with a specific attribute of an object and to any actions or site? Is it interface, state, or object? The answer is state. In a state chart diagram, effects occur when the attribute's value changes. The next topic is component-based software engineering. So component-based software engineering, this is the topic. The software elements conforms to a standard component model and can be independently deployed and composed without modification according to composition standard. Is it true or false? This is true, because this definition is essentially based on standards, so that software unit that conforms to these standards is a component. So a software element conforms to a standard component model and can be independently deployed and composed without modification according to a composition standard. This is absolutely true. Which of the following is a feature of component-based software engineering, that is CBSE? These are options for you. And you will be tempted to go with all of the mentioned, and the answer is correct. Because CBSE increases the quality especially evolvability and maintainability. And the other options are also in favor of CBSE. So the features of CBSE are it increases the quality, it shortens the delivery time, it increases the productivity. Next is which of the following term is best defined by the statement. For a component to be composable, all external interactions must take place through publicly defined interfaces. These are options for you. Which is best defining this statement? The answer is composable. So composable means for a component to be composable, all external interaction must take place through publicly defined interfaces. Next question is a component model. A component model defines standard for what? All of the mentioned? Yes, the answer is all of the mentioned. It may be properties, methods, and mechanisms. So a component model defines standards for properties, methods, and mechanisms. So a component model defines standard for properties, individual components must satisfy, and methods and mechanisms for composing the components. Which of the following is not an example of component technology? EJB, Complas.NET. The answer is none of the mentioned. All the options support implementation, assembly, deployment, and execution of component, may it be Java Beans, the Complas, or .NET. So all are the example of component technology. EJB is Enterprise Java Bean. 6 is which of the following term is best defined by the statement the operations on each side of the interface have the same name, but their parameters, types, or the number of parameters are different. These are options for you. The answer is parameter incompatibility, right? Next question is which of the following term is best defined by the statement the names of the operations in the provides and requires interfaces are different. These are options for you. You have to tell that these phrases or a term the best define the statement that the names of the operation in the provides and requires interfaces are different. The answer is operation incompatibility. Operation incompatibility. Next is a dash define a set of standard for components, including interface standards, usage standards, and deployment standards. What are these? Is it the first one or the third one? The answer is component model. So the implementation of a component model provides a set of common services that may be used by all components. So we'll go with this C, component model. When composing reusable components that have not been written for your application, you may need to write adapters or glue code to reconcile the different what? Again, when composing the reusable components, you're trying to compose the reusable components that have not been written for your application. But you may need to write adapters or glue code to reconcile that different what? The answer is component model. Okay. Next question is the dash is a reuse-based approach for defining, implementing, and composing loosely coupled independent component into systems. Now, this time will you go with A? No, we'll go with the component interfaces because component interfaces are people way of exposing the business logic developed into components for consumption by other areas of the system. Now we'll take the topic computer-aided software engineering or case. Computer-aided software engineering. Which of the following is a software engineer's primary characteristic? These are options for you. Please read them very carefully and try to answer. All of the mentioned or any other? The answer is all of the mentioned because these are the primary characteristics of software engineer. A collection of useful tools that will help in every step of building a block or product. An organized layout that enables tools to be found quickly and used efficiently. A skilled artisan who understands how to use the tools in an effective manner. All these are the property or primary characteristics that should be in a software engineer. Database management software serves as a foundation of the establishment of case database, that is repository, that we call as what? These are options for you. Establishing a data repository. The answer is project database. So given the emphasis on configuration objects, database management tools for case, they are evolving from relational database management system to object-oriented database management system. The database management system serves as the foundation for establishing this case database that we call as project database. What enables a software engineer to define screen layout rapidly for interactive applications? Screen layout rapidly. These are options for you. Answer is screen painters. More sophisticated case prototyping tools enables the creation of data design and coupled with both screen and report layouts. The next is dash tools assist in planning, development, and control in case. What are these tools that assist in planning, development, and control of case? The answer is test management tools. Test management. Which tools cross the bounds of the preceding categories? Which tools cross the bounds of preceding category? The answer is cross-functional tools. Which environment demands specialized testing tools that exercise the graphical user interface and the network communication requirement for client server? These are options for you. Which environment demands specialized testing tools that exercise the graphical user interface and the network communication requirement for client and server? GUI and client server. The answer is client server model. This client server architecture is GUI based. It is graphical user interface based. Next is, which tools are used to modify online database system? Online database system. Modify. Now you need to give the answer because these are 4 options. The answer is online system re-engineering tools. So re-engineering tools, online system, for example, these tools, they convert, say, from IDMS to DB2 files into ER format, entity relationship format. Which is the definition of objects in the database that leads directly to a standard approach for the creation of software engineering documents? Which is the definition of objects that lead directly to the standard approach for the creation of software engineering documents? These are options for you. Answer is document standardization. Which of the following terms is best defined by the statement? Case tools and the target applications are isolated from physical storage so that they are not connected or affected when the hardware configuration is changed. Is it some kind of independence? Yes. The answer is data independence. Next is, which of the following term is best defined by the statement? Each object is stored only once but is accessible by all case tools that need it. What is the answer? The answer is non-redundant data storage, dictionary type of thing, data dictionary. Non-redundant data storage. Here, each object is stored only once but is accessible by all case tools that need it. So this is all for today's session. We'll take more questions shortly. Thank you so much.